So good morning. Go ahead and let's move to the edge of the chair where we can feel the sitting bones at the edge of the chair. And very gently we're going to move from one sitting bone to the next, rocking the pelvic container, so to speak. So keep on doing it. So here's the pelvis, and I'm rocking the bones. I'm rocking, the spine stays, but I'm rocking the bones. I hope that visual helps a little bit. And the feeling of the sitting bones. So we are rocking and rocking and rocking and rocking. And now as you get to the right side, your right side, stop and have the left side up in the air, stop here, anchor the right foot into the ground, and now drop the left and lift the hip. Lower the hip, the sitting bones into the chair, and lift it up. Drop and lift. And see if you can stay on the right side. So this has hardly any movement, and only the left is being isolated. That's right. And let it go. Take a deep breath. Feel how it feels. Let me move these things so it's very clear. And now we're going to shift again from right to left. We're going to rock, 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 rock. Yeah? Keep on rocking. And stay on your left. Now the right side is lifted off the chair, and you're anchoring yourself on the left side. Drop the hip and lift the hip. Drop the hip and lift. Drop. Nice and light and easy. Don't try to create effort. So don't try to really work the muscle. Just let it go and lift it up. And let it go and lift it up. Let it go and lift it up. Beautiful. And drop. And again, rock and rock and rock and rock, rock and rock and rock. And stay on your right side and hold the chair with your right hand so your body is turning. And now lift the left arm all the way up to your face and bring it back down. And we're going to swing, we're going to arc the left arm with the wrist being really loose. The fingers are dangling as drip of waters can kind of come off the tip of the fingers, and bring it back. And swing and look at your hand, at your fingers, and do it again. Now that you know what the left arm is doing, that arcing and lifting and making sure that the wrist is loose, feel what happens to your left hip. Keep on doing it and feel what's happening to the left hip. Is it sliding forward as you are rotating to the right? Is it lifting off the chair when you're coming to the right? You can do it very slow so you're aware. You can also do it with a little bit of a swing. Try different ways. And now stay on your right side with the left arm hanging in front of your face. And now lower the left hip a little bit and lift it. Lower it a little bit and lift it. Lower it a little bit and lift it. Just like what we did earlier, but now we are twisted to the right. And now bring the arm down and back to the center. And stay here for a minute and feel the difference between your right side and your left side. Your right leg and your left leg. Your left side of your face versus the right side of your face. Did this movement make any difference in the way that you sense yourself, the way that you're seeing yourself from within? Lovely. Let's turn to the left, putting the left hand on the chair, the right hand, the wrist is really nice and loose, so don't hold it tight, let it go, yeah, and bring it up until you see it in front of your face, and bring it back, and twisting, and bring it back, and twist. And now that you know already how to lift the arm and how to be relaxed in the wrist, and using the eyes to follow the movement of the hand, you're trying to see what you're doing. So there's more of you that participating in the motion, in the movement. Start paying attention to the right sitting bone. I mentioned before that it has a funny name, the ischial tuberosity. See if it slides forward and up. Don't try to go far, just whatever is comfortable for you this morning. Because we're not learning how to stretch further, we're learning how to use the body in a little bit more intelligent way, the way that we used to when we were babies, exploring until we find what works for us in the best way. So we have to use our thinking, and we have to be aware of what we're doing as we're doing. And you can maybe try to swing it and see if your body responds and the hip is coming forward and up. And come back to the center and rest. Breathe in and breathe out. And breathe in and breathe out. And now rock the hip and feel as you're rocking your hip that there is a difference in the weight of the foot into your shoe. It's very small, you have to pay attention. And stop to the right, and then stop on the left, and stop on the right, and stop on the left. If your foot were to make an imprint, where the imprint would be on the leg that you are having most of the weight on, or on the opposite one. What is your body doing? Mine is imprinting to the place that I have my weight. But now just, for example, press now, as I'm leaning to my left, press your right foot down. And feel how much more stability it gives you on the hip that's lifted. And now shift and press with your left really clearly. And it supports that lifted hip. Again, we're going to go to my left, and the right foot will be anchoring, and I'm gonna go to my right, and my left foot will be anchoring. And now we're gonna do the opposite. I'm gonna go to my left, and I'm gonna press with my left, and I'm gonna go to my right, and I'm gonna press with my right. It feels very different, right? On the left, press with the left. Now this area is getting stronger, but this one is having to work. So if I want to do this, maybe I can take my arm out to create more stability in the body. Going to the left and taking the left arm out as I'm pressing with my left. In rest. Many options. There's not just one right how to. But the more we explore, the more we try, the more we know, and the more it comes to us in the time of need. Because this is getting out of stability on the way to falling, right? So if I would get this leg, the side, I'm sorry, as I'm getting out to my right, and I'm anchoring this leg, and I'm taking this arm, I'm going to also take this leg out with the hip up, and now I'll be able to stabilize myself as I am falling, and then coming back. Let's try it a little bit on the left. Don't go too far, just get the sensation and what the nervous system is doing. As you're going to my left, and you're leaning and you're leaning and you're leaning and you're pushing this leg down, this arm will come out, this leg will come out, and you are able to fall with a little bit more grace. And then come back up. That will be enough for right now. Pa-pam, 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 pa-pam. Interlace your forearms, so you're holding your elbows. Inhale up, and like zipping up a zipper, lift and lift and lift and lift, and exhale. And again, inhale, and lift the whole rib area up and up and up and up and up. Maybe even raise your eyes to the corner of the wall and the ceiling, and exhale down. Please allow as much of the ribs to move. Inhale up, and down. We tend to think about the ribs as a cage because we also say the word rib cage. But the ribs have articulation into the sternum and into the vertebrae in the back, and they should be able to move. Not a lot, but they move. And take a little bit the deeper breath and see if you can pull the ribs with your arms until maybe you can cover your hair with your arms and keep on pulling the ribs and come back. And we're going to do it only one more time. And inhale. And pull the arms, and they pull the ribs, and they lift your sternum, and you look to the corner of the room with the ceiling, and then you exhale, and you rest. Let go the arms, and then just roll your shoulders backwards, not forward, but going up and back. and up and back, and up and back, and up and back, and up and back. Go ahead and take your right arm and put it on the back of the chair. And take your left hand and put it on the front of the chair. So now we have, and don't move the legs, okay? Lift the left hip up and down. Lift the left hip up and down. And as you lift your left hip, look backwards and come back to front, which is to the side now. As you're lifting the hip, rotate the spine and look back. And come back to the center, which is on your side. And lift the left hip and rotate back. And come back to the center, which is on your side. And rotate back and lift the hip. Now it's really easy if you lift the heels. But when I did not say to lift the heels, I said to lift the sitting bones on the left as you rotate and back and rotate and back. I feel like I need to move my right leg a little bit to the side to give myself a better balance as I'm rotating. Lifting the left hip on and lowering it down. And if you feel it in your abdominals, the rotation, you're feeling it correctly. There is all the external rotators, the internal and the externals are working. And now stay to the back with your eyes to the back and see if you can move the pelvis down and up, down and up, even if it's just in your imagination. Try to lower and lift, and lower and lift, and lower and lift, and lower and lift. And now stay here and bring everything back together. And now again, put your right hand behind and your left arm will come in front of your eyes. The left hip will lift, and see if you can rotate with more ease and come back to the center. The left hand now will hold the chair in the back, and the right side will hold the front. My left leg will be close to the side of the chair for stability. And I'm going to rotate and lift my right hip and lower. And lift and lower. And lift and lower. And lift. My right sitting bone is traveling forward and up and back. And my eyes are traveling back and to the center, which is on the left side. And notice that this side is probably working differently from the other side and gives you different sensations. And your awareness of it is different. Not just if it's easy or not, or difficult, but which muscles are engaging first. Where does the movement stop? Do the eyes move smoothly back and front to the side? Does your spine rotate all the way from the base to the top? Or do you have areas of the spine that don't rotate, that they get stuck? Where is it for you? You can do even very, very, very small, and when you get to the area of stuckness, just try to move with the eyes and see if that opens a little bit more. And come to the left with the hip up, with the eyes in the back, and now just lower the hip and lift the hip. So the right side of the hip lowers to the chair and gets up, lowers to the chair and gets up. Back and forth, as small as it is, even if it's in your imagination. And lower the pelvis and bring the eyes and bring the left arm to the middle of the chair and rotate the spine and bring your arm to the face and see if that feels any different than when we started. Good. Stay in the center. Fold your forearms. Inhale. Bring the arms and see if it can cover your forehead and maybe your hair, and maybe even come behind you, depending on your flexibility, but let the ribs be pulled by the arms. Let's do it one more time. Inhale up. And lower down. Beautiful. Let's put both arms on the side of the chair. Rotate to the back. Lift the left hip forward and up. And now bring your head and eyes to the left shoulder and to the right shoulder. Make sure that you're looking at the horizon and you see what's in the room in front of you and behind you and in front of you and to the side of you. Keep on moving the head and the eyes. Now keep the head to the left and only move the eyes. And now move the head back again to your right shoulder and only move the eyes. And now relax the hip, the left hip down to the ground, which is your chair. Rotate to the center. Feel that side, the right side, and we're going to try to bring the arm up and see how easy it is to rotate back. Imagine that you have to see a car behind as you're driving, or if you're trying to back and you don't have a mirror. And now we're going to do the other side. So, where are we? Both hands to the side, rotating, moving the eyes and the head, forward and back, forward and back, forward and back. Now leave the head over the right shoulder and only move your eyes right and left. Notice how smooth the eyes are moving or how jumpy they are. And now move your head to the left shoulder and move only the eyes. Right and left. Corner to corner, but with ease. See what's on the back, see what's in the front. See what's on the back, see what's on the front. And now bring everything to the front and see how easy it is to rotate to the back. one last thing that I'd like to do is to sit in the front. Rotate to the right, and now bring your left arm in front of your face and put it on your head. Lift your left hip and bend to your left. Lower your left hip and bend to your right. Lift your left hip and rotate and bend to the left, and lower your left hip and bend to your right. And lift. So you're doing a half a moon. You're playing with the ribs like an accordion. One side lengthens, one side gets tighter, shrinks, bends. And you're doing it by moving the hip up and down. Nice and easy, no effort. Just as much as it wants to move. Allow the ribs to play the song, the morning song, or whenever you're doing it. And come back to the center, lower the left arm, and lift it in front of your face and see the ease and the distance that you can rotate to the back. And now we're going to do it to the other side. So we're going to lift the right arm in front of our face until it reaches the head. We're going to put the hand on the head. We're going to lift the right sitting bones, and we're going to come up and down, moving the ribs in relationship to the hip. And lower the arm, and let's try how does it feel to turn back and look at it, and coming back to center. Good. Sitting comfortably, maybe put your palms up, and we'll take a minute to conclude this lesson. Maybe shut your eyes if it feels safe. Inhale deeply inwardly. See if you can sense the ribs and the lungs inside the ribs, and the movement of the muscle as you inhale. As you exhale. And then open your eyes. And I thank you very much for joining me. Until next time.